In my opinion, American peoples elected their president. And we must agree with that. And they had such right, and they do it. First of all, firstly. Secondly, of course, President Trump is is a little bit different from traditional politicians. And as you said, sometimes he is unpredictable and so on and so on. But on another hand, I think sometimes we do some conclusions too quickly. I was with a delegation of European Union in the United States 2 or 3 weeks after elections, and we had very fruitful meetings with persons from different institutions, from Pentagon, from State Department, from Congress, Senate, and so on. And in my opinion, the United States is really a big and strong state with old political traditions. And they have such a structure of state. And they keep a balance between different political forces, between president, between Congress, Senate, and so on and so on. I think that in such country as United States is impossible to do such radical changes in the policy, especially for Asian policy and so on. And let's wait a little bit. Let's see to the steps of President Trump and his team a little bit longer. Our task is, I think, to have as good relations with the United States and as for Lithuania states, for Baltic states, for all European Union as it's possible. And it's necessary to try to understand one another a little bit more deep. Some issues raised by President Trump when he said, "Hey guys, let's pay all money which we all promised when we speak about NATO structures." In my opinion, he is right. Because a long time, some, or maybe not all, but most of states play soft game and want to be a member of NATO and want to feel enough good, and at the same time don't pay money if we have agreement 2%. It means that we have such agreement. And it's necessary to fulfill it. If we think that it's necessary to change something, let's sit down around table, let's find another solution, is my opinion. For this reason, I think President Trump and his team done some steps which are enough good and right, in my opinion. Maybe it's not it will be not so easy for some countries, for big countries, for example, Germany or others, to change the situation so quickly. Maybe it's necessary to find another solutions. So I see to new administration of United States and results of these elections enough optimistically. And I hope, I'm sure that we will and we must find a close cooperation. Of course, we can and discuss and have one or another view or opinion about one or another solution done by President Trump. His relations with media, how to say diplomatically, is a little bit new and usually politicians try to have good contacts with media and so on, and his steps with grants of media such as CNN and others, it's really, if say, diplomatically new. And in my own opinion, it's not right steps, but it's, in my opinion, I believe that President Trump and his team have their own opinion, and they done what they think necessary to do. I think that it's only a question of time when these relations will have more or less normal positions, normal understandings, because I don't imagine West values without free media and without freedom of your mind, of your speech, and so on and so on. I don't want, and I maybe cannot, to criticize every step of president. Some of them I don't understand to the end. Yes, but it's not. It's not most important things, I think, in relations between, for example, Lithuania and the United States. For us, is obligations in NATO, obligations of together security issues, and so on and so on, are more important. It's really more important. Sometimes we form our opinion from one or another sentence. Which, for example, said President Trump, beginning during election campaign, and after that, yes, he said some sentences which were a little bit strange for me in this direction about you asked. But I think when I said let's wait a little bit. Because let's see not to the one or another sentence, but let's wait and see to one or another real step. One day he said that European Union is not so important for me, and I'm not maybe interested in strong Europe or something like that. It's not so that. But after that, after a week or two, he said other things. For this reason, I think let's wait. But in my opinion, and for United States, strong European Union is necessary. It's useful for United States too, because most of the values, maybe not all, but most of the values, let's call them Western values in Europe, West society values of United States, are similar, are about the same. Of course, it's possible to have a little bit different view to one or another position, and so on and so on. But I hope that United States will live in positions in which they were a long time. Maybe some one or another, as I said, issue or discussion can be, and it's normally maybe it's necessary to try to discuss and find some or another views to one or another position. But in general, I think that Trump nothing said and had plans to destroy NATO. And NATO is global. Global union, global guaranteed the safety of the world. I think so. He will pay more money for army, as you know, and so on and so on. For this reason, let's see to real steps, and don't worry so hard about what another sentence said, which can be said even President of the United States.